them well. So let's get into the tier list. Starting at C tier, Mad Maggie. Maggie can definitely be good in the right hands. If you love shotguns, then Mad Maggie can do well, but her tactical is hard to make work, because the fire takes up such a small area. The ultimate is nice in theory, but it's too easy to accidentally slow yourself, your teammates, or randomly have the ball hit a small rock and fly the wrong way. It's not perfect to make work. Ultimately, Maggie doesn't have much team play power either. Maggie can get some good team positioning, but it's nothing like a jump pad. If you throw your ball, anyone can just chase after you. It's a little harder to chase someone flying through the air. Next up, Mirage. Mirage has the ability to bewilder and confuse everybody, and that can be a good thing and a bad thing. Bamboozling your enemies can get an easy 1v1, but bamboozling everybody, including your own teammates, can cause problems. Mirage's decoys are as much of a problem as Bangalore's smokes, which we'll talk about in a minute. Useful when the team can read what you're doing, but otherwise they just add clutter. Mirage can revive stealthily and respawn teammates too, but it's quite easy to spot a Mirage reviving, so it's really only useful if you pop a revive during a chaotic situation when nobody is paying much attention to you. A Gibby, Newcastle, or Lifeline would be much better. Ultimately, a good Mirage can do really well, so long as they are aware of their teammates and play to the strengths of Mirage and know that their team has a good composition to deal with things like repositioning and defensive and reviving and recon, because Mirage has none of that. Fuse. Fuse is a very great oppressive legend that can absolutely rip through squads with grenades. He's got his tactical and his ultimate that can do a lot of damage too. There's no denying a good Fuse can turn 1v3s into a piece of cake, and we've seen players get to Predator with Fuse, but really his abilities don't help the team as much as others do. And I just can't help but feel like other legends would be more suited in a team. Fuse has no repositioning abilities, he cannot help the team with any kind of recon abilities, he cannot help the team with defensive abilities. Sure, he can slow down legends a little bit, he can create good pushes, but really he's only a good legend if those other roles have definitely been secured first. Loba. Loba can help you get some good loot when needed, but the trouble is, getting good loot just isn't really much of a challenge anymore. You can use replicators to get everything, and there are many loot functions on all maps to take away RNG. We're talking about Olympus and Stormpoint here. Stormpoint specifically, you don't really need to worry about loot. You've got such a large area, getting a POI to loot up's pretty easy. Loba's teleport is good for escaping, but it's a selfish ability and provides no value to the team. Ultimately, all of Loba's power scales on loot, and if loot isn't that hard to acquire, then her abilities just aren't as useful. Rampart. Rampart can be so powerful now with her turret immediately shredding through players. The turret DPS is incredible and really easy to use now with reduced cooldowns. You can also use the walls very effectively as they build up much faster now. This can secure you areas late game, it can help you to create more damage against enemies, it can give you makeshift cover. It's really useful, but the main problem with Rampart is how does she actually help the team? Other legends fit certain roles which are really important to help you get the win. Rampart does not have any recon potential or repositioning, and her support roles are limited. Sure, you can put a wall up and try and get off a res or something, but people can just shoot through it pretty easily, even with the damage increase. Like, you're not going to get a revive as a wall's building up, you know? She can help you to defend positions really well, and that's probably her saving grace. Like, if you can get into the late game, her walls will help you secure, like, a top 3 placement instead of a top 6, you know? Just solely off of her walls. So if you can deal with the intricacies of her wall placements and can get positioning, then you can do really well with her, but I just think her abilities don't fit the roles that are needed to help the team. She is really a bit of a wild card, like most of the legends in this tier. Finally, we have Pathfinder. Now, this might shock some people. Pathfinder's grapple is really fun, really useful, but it's a solo ability, and his ultimate is useful at times, but there are much better, more powerful, and safer repositioning tools now. Pathfinder's passive is also basically useless, now considering the other recon legends, so what does Pathfinder actually bring to the team besides a zipline? It's just so easy to beam someone off a zipline in comparison to a Valk ult or an Octane jump pad or a Wraith portal. Pathfinder's repositioning ability for the team is just not good enough anymore. Moving into B tier, first up, Wattson. Wattson's ultimate can be very strong, but her tactical usage is still not great. It's still broken and bugged in many cases, but Wattson's ability to lock down an area or building late game is incredible, and no other legend can do it. Even a Caustic cannot do such a good job because of nade spam and abilities. But Wattson's ultimate, which now gives ordnance protection forever until it's destroyed or replaced by a new ultimate, is just really useful. It's just a shame her other abilities aren't as great, but ultimately the ultimate is really what makes Wattson allow you to secure really high placements. You're going to be able to set up in a building and stay safe. No other legend can really do that. Revenant. Revenant's ultimate has been nerfed significantly, but when well timed, his ultimate can still do well to get free team pushes. I was thinking about putting Revenant in C tier, but the Silence, Tactical, and Ultimate are really unique abilities that can turn fights around and potentially get you the win in a fight. Lifeline. Yes, Lifeline is in B tier. Despite the loot buffs to Stormpoint and Newcastle joining the game, Lifeline's res shield still makes her a legend you can depend on, especially if you have a gold bag. A good Lifeline can carry the team through fights. Her ultimate is still pretty useless now though, and it's easy to get any loot that the ultimate gives you, and her tactical is only useful in rare cases. It's just the fact that her passive can really turn things around. If your teammates can get behind cover and you can res them, it's just like a free team res. And I think people are downplaying that ability quite a lot right now. Bangalore. Bangalore's tactical can be useful, but it's hard to make it work well because you never know how many digi-threats or recon legends are nearby. Bangalore's ult is really great for repositioning, but there are better options. And Bangalore's passive is great, but mostly just a selfish ability. Well, entirely selfish. Ultimately, Bangalore doesn't do much for her team that others can't, but she is a good niche pick. If you can communicate with your team well enough about smoke placements, you can get quick revives off, you can get good repositioning off, you can put down a smoke to block passages so that you can rotate together into the next ring. Like, there are some uses that make Bangalore good, but you really need to be able to communicate with your team and take the lead and know how your smoke is going to interact with the environment and whether or not it's going to be a good thing for your team or not. I would say Bangalore's smoke usage is quite a high skill cap ability. Like, it takes a lot of learning to get right. Ultimately, that value that Bangalore can get through her smokes is just easier with other legends, which we'll talk about soon. Right, let's move into A tier. First up, Crypto. Crypto has some really great unique abilities, like the option to revive players remotely, get banners remotely, quickly check how many squads are in the area, and remotely check spots before repositioning. Crypto is really, really powerful. The only downside is you have to give up your own player control to use all of Crypto's abilities. So that, to me, puts him below other recon legends, but he is still a very powerful recon legend that I think is definitely worthwhile on any team. Crypto's ultimate can be useful when timed right as well. And overall, Crypto is just a pretty great legend. It just falls victim to the other recon legends being able to use their abilities whilst actually having control of their player, right? Being able to shoot people whilst using your abilities is going to make every other recon legend better than Crypto. Caustic. Caustic is still really powerful in late game and can win you ranked points. He's still super annoying to fight against. The gas just slows everything down and it just allows you to get off revives, win fights you wouldn't otherwise be able to, secure areas so that you can heal up or reposition. The gas is just so strong. It's something that can only be countered with another Caustic. Caustic was once so strong that basically everyone had to have a Caustic because everyone had a Caustic, and it was this evolving problem where the more Caustics you have in the server, the more Caustics you need. It's been nerfed a lot since, but Caustic can still help you claw into higher placements or even secure wins just because of his unique abilities. Next up, Seer. Seer's tactical can be really good, especially because you get to see player health. It can give you your team crucial info about whether to engage or not. Seer doesn't have any repositioning ability, so he's ranked lower than Bloodhound in my opinion, but he's still super valuable. I think he's a bit of a sleeper pick in my opinion. A lot of people are kind of downplaying how useful he really is. If you're willing to communicate with your team and can be active with scanning with his passive, you will never get run up on when playing Seer. To me, that is incredible. The ultimate is also good at times to slow pushes because people tend to not like to move through Seer's ultimate. I think that's one of the most valuable things about it. Sure, it allows you to see players as they're moving, but the fact that people don't want to get spotted by you, it just kind of gives this sort of unique element where you have your ability up, everyone just slows down a little bit. This allows you to get revives off because you know if someone's going to push you, you can stop the revive and prepare to like pre-aim that corner. The only thing is, when you put up Seer's ultimate, everyone in the area kind of knows what's going on. I would say Seer is a lot better than the pick rate would suggest, and ultimately, he's a really good legend that can do well on any team if you're willing to communicate with your voice, right? You really need to do that to be a good Seer player. I would say, though, that out of the 3 Recon Legends, Bloodhound does do it better. It's just easier to be good with Bloodhound, and I'll explain why in a minute. Up next, we have the new legend, Newcastle. Newcastle has an amazing ultimate with so many use cases that allow you to quickly reposition solo. It's really great for protecting teams. It's really great to get away from players. It's really great to lock down buildings and just create some really makeshift cover situations. It's so versatile, and it's the first time we've had a defensive support legend with movement abilities. It's really, really incredible. The tactical is also really powerful as well. It takes a lot more focus and control than a Gibby Dome, so it's not as good, but it has a shorter cooldown, and with some practice and focus, you can make it really, really great. The Newcastle passive is also really strong. Being able to move players to safety and then revive them whilst you have a knockdown shield up is really, really great. If you can get a decent level knockdown shield, you can mostly get off revives, like pretty easily. It's such a unique ability that's going to help any team composition. Octane. Octane is an A tier in my opinion because the jump pad is still a great team repositioning tool, and that combined with Stim can be great for selfish repositioning. I think there are other legends that do repositioning better, but when we talk about moving through an area quickly, it's really important to have that on the team. So Octane will always do your team well. Everyone knows how to use a jump pad successfully. The thing is with Octane, it's really easy to be useful for your team just because of that jump pad. His abilities are so easy to get a hang of. So I feel like as long as you're not just aggressively stimming into fights, then he's pretty good. Next up, Horizon. Horizon's gravity lift is really good for getting your whole team height, getting the high ground, getting up on rocks, on buildings, and that can sometimes win you games. The ultimate is still useful at times and can win you team fights. I've lost so many games to Horizons this season already just because they throw their ultimate down. It just causes so much difficulty for our team. The passive is also really great, although it is just a selfish ability. Next up, Ashe. Ashe has really good strong repositioning. Her portal is similar to Wraith's, but actually in technicality, it's actually really different. One of the biggest differences between Ashe's ultimate and Wraith's is that you can reposition to height. You can teleport on top of a building or somewhere that you know that's got high ground, that's safe. That's something that's really, really strong. And the fact that you don't have to personally go move somewhere to place the portal as well can be really strong. If you know somewhere's safe, Ashe's ultimate is one of the best repositioning tools late game, I have to say. Ashe's passive also gives you so much information about what's going on around you. You can kind of navigate situations, set up third parties just because of that. It's a really, really useful tool. Ashe has a little bit of recon potential because of that, right? And the tactical can be useful in some situations as well. Finally, we have Wraith. Now, Wraith isn't the best repositioning legend anymore, but the portal is still useful in so many cases for moving from position to position. The fact that you can dip outside of the ring to reposition, or go invulnerable by combining the ultimate and tactical to quickly reposition to somewhere safer, it's just such a strong combo. The portal doesn't last as long. It doesn't go as long distance anymore. It doesn't stay up for as long either. But the fact that you can do all of these repositioning things whilst invulnerable and then just come back through the portal if you find out the position you've moved to is too dangerous, that's really strong, especially in a ranked meta now where positioning is so important. Getting high placements is so important. The ultimate tactical combo on Wraith is still going to be very strong. Wraith's passive is okay as well. S tier. So, let's start with Bloodhound. To me, Bloodhound is the best recon legend in the game. We've talked about why recon legends are important, but to me, Bloodhound just gives you the most versatile scanning option. You can just press Q and immediately know if there's people in that area, and not only that, immediately communicate with your team there's people in the area. It can be a little bit harder to do that with Seer. You got to be active in comms. Bloodhound, you just press a button and the game does it for you. You can also know which legends are there as well, which is really useful. It's just so easy to be good with Bloodhound and provide so much value to the team without really trying that hard. If you pair Bloodhound's ultimate with the tactical as well, you're going to get more scans off more frequently, which is going to provide you a lot of information, especially late game. It's also easier to get a scan off. Like with Seer, you can scan a location, but the cone is a lot shorter. Players can move out of the cone to avoid being scanned. You cannot really avoid being scanned by a Bloodhound. The radius is just too large. The passive is useful at times as well. Valkyrie. Valkyrie has the best repositioning ability in the game. She has one of the highest pick rates in super high level play in LGS because of this. There's just no other ability like it. You can literally just fly across the map and get somewhere safe with your entire team. It's just so good. It's so good for the team. It's going to help every single team comp. Like, you really have to have a good reason not to have a Valkyrie because no other legend can reposition as well as she can. Her passive is also really, really powerful. Yes, it's a selfish passive, but it's so good for just being able to reposition quickly within fights. It's just incredible. The fact that she also has recon passive as well and the ability to scan players as she flies through the air just provides so much information for your team. And the tactical is actually really good. It's a really good added bonus. It allows you to do a lot of poke damage from range. Really useful in the late games where everyone's hiding behind rocks and boxes and stuff. Valkyrie is going to do a lot of damage in this situation and slow players, which could be useful for creating pushes. But ultimately, it's her ultimate that provides her the spot in S tier. Finally, Gibraltar. Gibraltar is still S tier for me. The dome is still super useful. It cannot be broken, right? A crypto ult can destroy the dome, but nothing else can. So basically, you can put the dome down and be safe from all directions instantly. That instant protection is so useful for aggressive pushes, defensive pushes, quick revives. You get the fast revive in the dome as well. So as soon as the dome goes down and you start rezzing, the player who may have knocked you, who's like 50 meters away, they can't really do anything about it. They can try and push you, but by the time they get to the bubble, your teammate's already back up again, and you're playing the whole dome bubble game. If you can get a shotgun, Gibby dome bubble is nuts. The ult can be good late game as well, and still, the only good defense that can guarantee you safety against a Gibby ult is a Gibby dome. So the more Gibbies there are in the game, the more Gibbies you're going to need in the game to defend against Gibbies. And as more players are playing placements, you're going to see a lot of Gibbies late game, so that dome is going to be really useful. Sure, Watson's ult can protect against Gibby's ultimate too, but it can be destroyed, so there's a little bit more risk involved. So I think that's really interesting. We have 3 legends in S tier, and they really cover the whole range of abilities. Gibraltar has good defensive abilities that can help to protect the team in all situations. Valkyrie has the best repositioning ability in the game and some good recon abilities. Bloodhound also has some really great recon abilities as well. So we have like an S tier team here. Gibraltar, Valkyrie, and Bloodhound go really well together. I would say that you're going to have to think carefully if you want to replace one of these legends with something else. A tier, they can fit the role as well and have some good synergy. The further you go down the tier list though, you need some really good reasons to justify taking these legends over other legends in the tier list. Thanks for watching. Cheerio!